And welcome back once again of the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. Thank you for joining us. Our last guest is the professor emeritus and former chair of American Studies Media Communications at State University of New York at Old Westbury. He is a writer and author, and he joins us to speak about his book, Can't Touch This. Sounds like my cousin, MC Hammer. He has a memoir of Disillusioned Music Executive and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Wayne Edwards. Doc, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to be a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Were you thinking about that when you wrote that book?
Actually, the title comes from the fact that while I was vice president of Black Music A&R at Capitol Records, I signed MC Hammer.
All right.
To the label, yeah. So that was the inspiration for the title of the book.
You were responsible for signing him?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow. All right. I got to tell him that, hey, guess who I met up with? There you go. Look at that.
There he is.
Yeah. His last name is Burrell. Yeah.
And,
I didn't know if I should throw that out there, but everybody knows Burrell. Can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Okay.
So you've been in the educational business for a long time. How'd you get involved and what's it all about? Tell us how you got from there to here.
So from growing up, my mother in particular always said, that you have to give back, you have to help out. So education was something that was just in my blood, something I wanted to do, and something I always wanted to do. But then, life happens, and I took a little detour, so to speak, into the recording industry. And when I finished up with that, I decided, I want to get back to what I really like to do, which is educating young folks. And was fortunate enough to be offered a position at my alma mater, Hunter College. So I started teaching media studies there, and then ended up at SUNY Old Westbury.
Yeah. Didn't you host also New York Institute of Technology on that campus?
We did.
Yeah.
We did for a long time. They used some of our residence halls on campus. So that was a good relationship. And it ended a few years ago. But yeah. For a long time.
Wow.
It was a good partnership.
I didn't know it ended. I used to, I was going to attend that, but I did the one in the city by Columbus Circle, New York Institute of Technology. That's my alma mater.
Yeah, great school.
Yeah. You also had a background, of course, as we know, in the music industry. Tell us how more about what happened from there and what led you into that transition from music into full-time writing.
So, I was writing. I wanted to be a journalist, so I was writing after I finished college, and did a lot of entertainment writing. And met folks at different record companies, and was blessed to meet a publicist at CBS Records. I'll give her a shout out, Sandra DaCosta.
Yes.
Sandra. Yes.
From the Bullion Foundation. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, she's fantastic. And she called me one day and said, listen, the Black Music Marketing Division has a new position, staff writer. Would you be interested in checking it out? So I said, oh, yeah. So I went through the process of interviewing and was offered the job. And frankly, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden, I had a corporate account. I'm traveling a lot. I'm a native Bronxite. So this gave me an opportunity to see much more beyond what I knew of the Bronx and New York City. So now I'm traveling globally, and that was terrific. And it's like being an athlete. You used to box. So, at a certain age, your body says, I think we're done with this. And for me, it was, the idea of hanging out in the clubs and staying up all night long and, doing all that. I sort of aged out of it.
Yeah.
And so at a certain point said, let me get back to what I do, which was educating folks.
Yeah, you kind of look around and say, I don't know if this is me anymore. Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
And,
Yeah.
and you
No.
know what else? Honestly, it's I had a son. I got married. I had a son, and all of a sudden, when I had a child at home, being out till 2, 3, 4 in the morning,
Oh, yeah.
wasn't as appealing as it used to be.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I know the feeling. I know what it's all about. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, so now you have this is your first book, right?
It's the first book. I'm
Mm.
actually working on the second one now, but this
Yeah.
is the first one. Yes.
Give us a quick synopsis of what's in that book.
So the book, at the core of it, of course, is my journey as a Black music executive.
Yeah.
But what the book looks at is sort of twofold. One, it puts a spotlight on Black music marketing. When I entered the industry in the late 70s, the industry was changing. Technology was changing it. The industry was going flat, but
Yeah.
Black music marketing, particularly at CBS Records, was doing great. And the people involved, LeBaron Taylor, Sandra DaCosta, so many others, never got the recognition that they deserved for the work they were doing. So one aspect of the book is to shine a spotlight on Black music marketing, and also to talk about the disparities in resources allocated to Black artists and Black music divisions.
Mm.
So I wanted to shine a light on things that, as many books as I've read about the music industry, none of them ever touched on these topics.
Yeah.
So I thought it was time.
That's good. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference between music of yesteryear and today? And, I go back to listening to my mother's music, my older sister's music, and to the music I grew up with, and to the music that's happening now. In your vision, how do you feel that the music business and music has changed?
Well, the first thing, the music business has changed tremendously. I mean, I left it officially in about 92. And since then, it's completely different. I mean, I couldn't tell you how it operates now. I couldn't tell you how artists get exposed. And I mean, I know the music platforms and all of that, the social media platforms, but how do you get on there? That's for this generation to talk about. So very different than what it was. And I think, I think it gives artists opportunities that weren't there before, because now you don't need a major label deal. You don't need a CBS Records or Warner Brothers Records or whatever. You can, finesse those social media sites and do quite well for yourself. I'll give you one quick example. There's an artist who I discovered on social. I didn't discover her. I found her music on social media. An artist named Sabrina Claudio, who I think is fantastic, but as far as I know, never had a major record deal. And not too long ago, she headlined at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, but is it about a major record deal now, or we're doing something else here?
I think we're doing something else. I think there are so many alternatives that social media has presented that artists say, you know what, if I get the major record deal, fine. But if I don't, I can market myself. I can post my music myself. I can put it out there. And of course, we know technology makes it easy to make music in your home if that's what you have to do.
And look at Taylor Swift.
I think there are lots of
look at people like Taylor Swift. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with how many people are following you and how many likes you have and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you a funny story quickly. I was at an event with students, excuse me, from SUNY Old Westbury, and we're talking, and one of them said, well, can I get your contact information? So I said, sure. I said, let me give you my card.
You took out they said, no, look,
like,
here, just.
Yeah.
I know it.
So she looked at me like, cards? You still use cards?
Some of them still ask for it, but they have a whole nother means of of how to get this across. Say, no, y'all just scan this. Here. Yeah. So, but the good old days, you've been on tour with lots of great people. Talk about it.
Yeah. I've been out on tour with Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire. I guess for me, the pinnacle of it all was going to Africa with Michael Jackson. He wasn't performing.
Yeah.
It was just, he was offered an opportunity to go. So we went to Africa together. I went as his personal publicist. And that was a fantastic opportunity and an opportunity for me to be around someone with that level of money and clout and power and fame. It was like a one of a kind opportunity, and I got a sense to see how he rolled and what the power of money can do.
Yeah, and he's really a beautiful person, despite what a lot of other people think. Meeting him in person is something different. I mean, of course, we meet a lot of people in the business, and they're not all nice, but he was a beautiful person. I met him along with Frankie Crocker. We were doing the Jackson family tour. Met him before that too with Hal Jackson when Michael Jackson was he was in the Wiz and just come up to the radio station. But during the Jackson family tour, it was myself and Frankie Crocker, and the whole family came around the table, and we had the opportunity to interview them. And I thought they were so nice and pleasant and down to earth. A lot of makeup.
Down to earth. Yeah, well, but very, very down to earth. And what people don't know about him is, that he was very philanthropic. So he gave money to lots of Black-rooted organizations, but he didn't want it publicized.
Right.
He just felt like, people know everybody will come after him, which they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
But he very quietly did a lot for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a good person. Good family.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can find your book on in Barnes & Noble, Amazon.
Barnes & Noble,
It's
Amazon.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
That's good. That's good.
Can't touch this. Memoir of a Disillusioned Music Executive.
Yeah. You have the baggy pants on right about now? Now, there you go. Go ahead, cuz. Hey, listen, I know you mentioned that you have something that's going to follow this. What, do you have a name and everything for it?
My working title is a novel. So my working title is The Melrose Project. And it's about a young Black male coming out of Melrose Projects in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And how that impacts him in his life and some struggles that he has with identity in the Black community and in the white community. So it should be really interesting. I think people will enjoy it. But it's different for me because this is a straight up novel. Can't Touch This was a memoir.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
So I get to be a little more creative with this one.
Beautiful. And you're a great person to give a world of advice because you have such great wisdom. What would you tell people looking to get into this business of ours? I'm talking about entertainment.
Well, I think you have to be committed. And let's say from a musician standpoint, you have to be honest with yourself about your skill level. Okay. So you don't want to pursue something that maybe you're not quite qualified for. So I would say that what you want to do is get some advice along the way, talk to people in the know, find out what you don't know.
Yeah.
So that you can get better at your craft. Because at the end of the day, whether it's major record deals or whether it's now, the indie using social media platforms, you still have to have the talent.
Yeah, of course.
To rise above. So you want to make sure that your talent is secure and solid.
Yeah.
So that would be the first thing I would say.
If you don't have that talent, it will show when you come out and you present yourself on stage.
Yeah, you can't hide from the truth,
Now, just a little while ago, we had a group shot. I know we flashed a lot of pictures across the across the screen. But can you put that group shot back up, guys? Who are the people in this picture here?
Oh wow! So let's see. As I'm looking at it,
We got 30
second from
seconds. 30 seconds.
second from the left, Herbie Hancock, one of the most amazing jazz pianists to walk the face of the earth. Myself, I'm the tall guy there. Next to myself is Dr. George Butler, who was jazz A&R for CBS Records. And all the way to the left, as I look at that, is Sydney. Oh Lord, I'm forgetting Sydney's last name, but he had several industry magazines, devoted to black music. So yeah, that's sort of the CBS crew with Herbie Hancock. Yep.
There you go. All right. Website, where can we go for more information?
Go to WayneEdwardsAuthor.com. That's all one word, WayneEdwardsAuthor.com. You can see information about the current book, and in a little while, I'll start posting some excerpts from the new book.
All right. Can't Touch This, Memoir of a Disillusioned Music Executive, Dr. Wayne Edwards, author. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne.
All right. Thank you for having me. Great meeting you, too.
Nice meeting you, too. We'll be in touch, okay?
All right.
All right.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank our guests. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following us. For continued coverage, you can check this out right here. Go to bronxnet.org. And you can also join our hosts, Kip and Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine for new episodes of Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. For all of us here at Bronxnet, have a great and enjoyable day. And always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser of the Dr. Bob Lee. And I'll see you over 107.5 WVLS. I love you all. Peace.